Good morning, everyone. I am very excited today to present to you the topic of knowledge management and e-commerce of the Adidas company. Today, I am with my colleagues Alina, Leonie, and Jenny, and we are from Athena Consulting. And before we start, let me walk you through the agenda of today. So we would start by walking you through what is knowledge management, followed by the e-commerce in the 21st centuries. And after that, followed by the background of Adidas as a company. And then we move on to the actual state analysis of knowledge management and e-commerce. And last but not least, we would like to provide some recommendations to Adidas as a company to improve and move on to the next stage. So now my colleague Jenny will introduce the topic of knowledge management.
Hello, I'm Jenny, and now I'm going to talk about what is knowledge management. After some research, we found out knowledge management involves the identification and analysis of available and required knowledge and the subsequent planning and the control of action to develop the knowledge to fulfill the organizational objective. And in the contemporary economy, most of successful companies are rich of intangible assets, the so-called in own brand and nobody business. In that kind of business, we found out only brand create value for the company. And in the modern economy, the knowledge management will be consist of 5 factors like creation, capture, storing, sharing, and application. And in terms of economy, e-commerce in the 21st century, we find out e-commerce focus on aspect of the use of information technology. It include not only the buying or selling. It also by the servicing customer and collaborating with the business partners. In particularly, e-commerce focus on the marketing and business transaction. And in some research forecast, the e-commerce in 21st century will account for significant share with the worldwide sale and goods of goods and services. So the e-commerce will nowadays is no longer only the technological issue, but also the business issue. So the e-commerce will reduce the transaction cost in terms of the purchase, sale, operating, holding inventory, and financial cost. And the next one, the e-commerce enhance the potential global market and sell revenue. And the last but not least, so e-commerce will improve the human resource management, quality of service, and customer satisfaction. And now I will move on to the importance of the knowledge management and e-commerce. In terms of the knowledge management, so the knowledge management will introduce us the competitive advantage of every single company. And so most of companies need to manage and categorize knowledge to optimize the uses and retain knowledge within the company to retain and increase the quality. So they will facilitate decision making and focusing on the basic of collect data. And the last but not least, the company should focus on innovative thinking and free follow of the idea. So regarding to the e-commerce, so that the method with the faster buying and selling procedures. So the customer is easy to buy the product with that 24/7. And e-commerce will be the low operational cost and better qualified for the service. And then we think e-commerce will the best way to interact because they offer two-way communication between the business and the customer. And the company will, again, the information that's sensitive, allow the wide range of the audience and supplier. And the last but not least, so e-commerce will gain the global reach with universal standards. And now my partner will introduce to you about some information about the Adidas.
Yeah, hello everyone. Now that we got a little introduction to the topics of knowledge management and e-commerce, we would like to provide a little company snapshot about Adidas as an introduction to our following analysis. So Adidas is the second biggest retailer and manufacturer of sportswear worldwide, and it was actually founded in 1949 in Herzogenaurach in Germany. And it's still the headquarters in Herzogenaurach, and we have several different regional headquarters worldwide. Furthermore, Adidas employs over 60,000 employees in 160 countries. So when we take a look at the financial review of the year 2016, it can be stated that it was quite a successful year for Adidas. The revenue could be increased by 14% to 19 billion euros, which is approximately 30 billion Australian dollars. Also, the operating profit and the gross margin could be improved. And with respect to our following analysis, it's really important to mention that the e-commerce revenue could even be improved by 59%. So when we look at the brands and the targets of Adidas, they have three main sub-brands. The first one is the Adidas Performance, sport performance. This one basically focuses on innovation and technology for high performance sports and athletes, and also about the sponsorship of really big sports events or famous athletes all over the world. The next one would be Adidas Original, which is more of a lifestyle streetwear brand, which focuses on actually every generation and just is really focusing on trend awareness. And the last one is Adidas Neo, which is more for younger people. They focus on teenagers and, as they call it, digital natives, and provide fashionable streetwear for them. The last one, which is actually like an own brand and belongs to Adidas Group as well, is Reebok, which is also like a fitness and lifestyle brand, but with more of an American influence. So now we're going to start our current state analysis, and Leonie will present the next slide.
So good morning also from my side. Adidas recognized the crucial importance of knowledge management in 2011. That's when they founded the Department of Collaboration and Knowledge Management, and this has been growing ever since. Adidas also implemented knowledge management as part of the mission in 2011, and the mission states that Adidas tries to be a learning organization where knowledge, communication and sharing is part of the job, and employees are knowledge workers. Adidas believes that a state-of-the-art internal communication platform is essential for driving engagement and learning, and this is why they implemented the A-Live platform about 2 years ago. This is a tool which allows departments and teams to quickly build and edit communication platforms and collaboration platforms, and connect these to users all over the departments and locations to communicate and share knowledge with them. A very valuable tool of this platform is the Ask the Management tool, which enables the employees to openly address questions to the senior management and get an answer to them. Furthermore, Adidas has often gets out like external opinions from experts, especially out of the research and development field, and this happens especially through congresses, trade fairs, or through networking with other companies. The most important tool for knowledge management is probably the corporate university, as in Adidas Learning Campus. It was founded in 2014 and consists of 3 pillars. The virtual learning campus, where employees can work self-driven and technology-based from anywhere at any time. The physical facilities at all 160 locations, and the future workplace, meaning the personal workplace of the employees, where learning is integrated in the daily life. The uni provides the employees with content like courses, workshops, videos, or speeches, and the employees can like, rank, and share these contents with other colleagues. The university aims to support a culture of collaboration and innovation to lead and grow Adidas by offering a new approach of learning from each other and from experts, of course, as well. The university supports the business goals too, so to be faster, to perform better by transforming the company into a true learning organization where constant learning and constant employee development results into one of the most important competitive advantages of Adidas, the knowledge management and the knowledge of the company. Adidas also has a retail academy in Shanghai to train frontline retail staff, and the academy consists of a 2,000 square meter retail shop model, lecture halls, congress halls, and an area where employees can learn interactively. Adidas has launched 5 principles of learning to manifest those ideas. The first principle is working is learning and learning is working. So Adidas shows that these 2 factors actually are interdependent. The second principle is it is a goal to provide an open social learning environment with collaboration and a sense of connection. So Adidas is actually truly trying to develop a knowledge culture. Third, leadership is dependent on sharing, teaching, and learning. So Adidas actually knows how important employees and their knowledge is, so they try to retain them. And fourth, innovation is part of the daily work process for everyone in the organization. So Adidas puts an emphasis on the creation of new ideas. And as the last principle, the culture of Adidas is meant to be self-driven and focused on a dedication to lifelong learning. Every employee is responsible for his or her career and personal development. So the company actually encourages and gives the employees the means to keep on learning all their lives. So to sum it up, Adidas especially focuses on knowledge transfer, retention, capturing, and use. And now let's have a look how the current situation in the e-commerce is at Adidas.
Okay, so now let's move on to the current situations in regards to e-commerce at Adidas. Adidas e-commerce uses online channels such as B2B, B2C, C2B, and C2C. Adidas also uses big data known as 3V, which is volume, velocity, and variety that allow faster speed and storages. Adidas Group has maintained a culture of providing high quality products with best value to the customer through omni-channel, such as website, portals, and social network. So all of these 3 components combined would provide the customers the best quality there is for them. And let's move on to the next slide. We are also looking at the average percentage improvement report by Salesforce customers. So in the past years or so, there were quicker response time in the statistic of 40% increase in response time, 40% increase in sales, and 53% increase in customer retention, which shows that there is such a significant improvement in the past year in the average of 43%. And as we can see, Adidas aims to engage customer anywhere, increase retention by delivering personalized content, products, and service at a pixel-perfect environment that matches the Adidas brand, and provide stellar service, intelligently guide customers to the export product, and support they need to increase customer satisfaction. So now let's move on to the next stage.
So our actual state analysis has shown what is Adidas doing right now in the fields of knowledge management and e-commerce, and now we want to provide some recommendations to actually increase the overall performance of Adidas in those 2 fields. So we start with the knowledge management, and the analysis has shown that Adidas is actually doing a lot in this field. They have an own department for the knowledge management that combines all the practices. But just to make it a little bit better and even optimize it, we have 2 small additions that we provided. The first one is a mentoring program, and this one actually refers to knowledge sharing and also retention, because it's about giving every new employee one personal mentor that they can transfer knowledge, they can interchange knowledge, and it's just about the personal transfer of knowledge. And the second one would be what we call innovation getaways. So this one refers to the topic of knowledge creation, since it's really important in a competitive business to always create new innovations. So with innovation getaways, we think about getting a team together for a weekend getaway, just share opinions, think about new ideas, all those things that maybe are not possible in their daily business life. So if we look at e-commerce, we can see that Adidas is already doing pretty well by increasing the e-commerce sales continuously, but still to just reinforce its position in the competitive market, it's really on a long-term perspective important to focus on an omni-channel strategy. So an omni-channel strategy is basically about connecting all of the different distribution channels, as we see right here, with the customer. So the customer just gets an overall experience with the company. Our first recommendation to optimize the strategy would be to make use of big data and the information from knowledge management just to design every channel, every distribution channel aligned to the customer needs. Also, the second recommendation to integrate and synchronize all of the channels uses big data and the information from knowledge management, because it's really important to make sure how the process of purchasing a product is in the company and where the interfaces between the different channels are. So the third one is to be really aware of the cannibalization effects, because every time Adidas adds a new channel to their distribution, it could be at the cost of an existing channel. So to avoid that, it's really important to take certain steps, just as increasing switching costs for a customer. The fourth and last recommendation would be to provide a product and service bundles, just to create an overall package for the customer and to really ensure a seamless purchasing process for them. This could be like a customer buying a product online and be able to pick it up at a store, or for instance a customer getting information about a product and like personal consulting in the store, but actually purchasing it online because it's more convenient for him. So actually omnichannel is all about making the retail process for the customer as convenient, as seamless as possible. So to sum up all of our main findings and outcomes of the presentation, we can definitely state that knowledge management in e-commerce is really vital for today's businesses as the environment gets more and more competitive. When we look at the actual e-commerce and knowledge management practices of Adidas, it can be stated that they are already putting a lot of emphasis in these two fields. So for knowledge management, Adidas really tries to use different instruments that apply, capture, and store knowledge within the company. And the e-commerce practices basically focus on the accessibility, retention, and customer engagement, just to increase all of those. Our recommendations for the knowledge management to make it even more effective throughout the whole company would be to use a mentoring program and these team events to even enhance innovation and improve the knowledge management even more. And at the last point, they should really focus on a successful and effective omni-channel strategy, which basically is about make use of the big data, make use of the information from the knowledge management, integrate the different channels, and just try to create an overall package for seamless and convenient shopping experience for the customer. So here you can see the references for our presentation, and we thank you really for your attention, and if you ever have any further questions, just get back to us. Thank you.